John Dwyer's prolific musical project is back again for another crazy, exciting psych rock and garage rock extraordinary adventure. I liked the weird exits, but upon re-listening, I felt like it kind of lost a bit of steam as it went on, really. I still love Floating Coffin though, and you know, going way back into discography, there are a lot of highlights to really be, you know, happy about when you listen to the OCs, or who are now known as just OCs. And I think for the next album, they're just shortening it even further and going to OCS. I think Orc is probably their best album since Floating Coffin. For most of its runtime, it's very heavy psych rock, very crunchy, very raw, and just very energetic, very exciting. I like how this album is kind of structured as like an adventure of maybe a warrior or a knight or just a fighter, like going on this like medieval castle adventure where he's going to fight maybe an orc or a dragon. I think it's an orc. The album's called Orc, so maybe it's an orc. And I guess that makes sense because there are many songs here that do sound like they could soundtrack like an adventure or a horse ride or a battle against some massive challenger. I do like the fact that a lot of this album also takes after some Krautrock influences too. More abstract but still groovy experimental phase, especially during its second half. I noticed how the second track also brings in this very high frequency, squealy whistle. It's very disorienting, but I think it kind of really works to kind of unsettle the listener. I do think that there are some moments like towards the second half of Paranoise where I think the album reaches a bit of a lull in terms of its energy and in terms of just generally interesting moments. However, all over this thing there are some brilliant instrumental solos, especially when it comes to like violins and other string instruments that are brought into the mix, which is quite a surprising instrumental addition, but I think that it works so well, especially on the track. The use of electronics as well. It stays exhilarating and there's just so much energy and passion fueling all the guitar playing and the melodies on this album that I just get this rush of adrenaline whenever I listen to the first grouping of tracks or so. And yes, as I said before, this album is called Orc, as if it was like an adventure to fight and kill an orc. There are moments where they have a bit of a cavey kind of atmosphere, as if you've entered the orc's lair, where the orc is sleeping and it's ready to pounce and eat you up if you make too much noise and wake the dude up. And I think this album makes a lot of noise, so I'm pretty sure the orc is well awake. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10, and I think anyone who likes a bit of crazy psych rock, you gotta listen to this. You just gotta.